Hi, assalamu alaikum, which means peace be upon you. Welcome to my channel. If you're here from Manosphere Daily highlights, then this is my response video and it's probably the video that you've been waiting for. There's been hundreds and hundreds of comments on not just my video, but also the video that was featured on the MDH channel. When I made that video, I was feeling quite emotional and I just wanted to put my raw emotion out there. So that video was unscripted and it was unedited. And the reason I did that is because I wanted people to be able to relate to the feelings that I was going through. That definitely was not the only single and sort of, frustrated about the situation video out there. There are lots of other videos like that from people of all ages, from 20s to 30s and beyond. Some examples of women who are in their 20s who have also made such videos like this one. And I have to say the one that I made, about being single in 30s it's not a new feeling for me. I've been feeling like that for years. So I could have easily have made the same video at the age of 25 or 26. It would have been the same kind of rant or the same sort of video. So there are other people out there who are younger who have also made similar videos. And a few examples are Sarah, who made the video I'm almost 30 and never dated. Another one is Jasmine Glitzy, who made a video called 22 and still never had a boyfriend. And another YouTuber called Missa Mosa, who made a video called I've never had a boyfriend for 27 years, single forever. So there are a lot of videos out there of people that are even younger. But I do want to sort of address some of the things that have been highlighted, not just in that video, not just the points that were made, but also the comments that people made on that video. I probably won't be addressing the comments that are made on my video in this channel, otherwise this video will get too long. But I can make a separate video for that, because what I've seen is that the comments that were under my channel, under my video, were quite different to the comments that were on his channel. So it kind of represents differences in the demographic that are watching both videos. The sort of audience that he has is different to the audience that I have on my channel, and that's why the feedback, the comments are, I think, quite different. There were some common things about feminism that came up on both channels, but generally, the comments were quite different on both channels. Now, I was going to do a full-on reaction video for this. I even bought the equipment. Next day, Prime delivery. I bought the equipment thinking that I would be doing a proper reaction video. I downloaded OBS and I downloaded another one. What was it called? I actually had to make some notes here because there's so much to say here and I want to cover it all as succinctly as possible. But yeah, OBS Studio and StreamYard, I was trying to, get a feel for how to do this reaction video. And then it came to my attention because a couple of people close to me were quite upset by that video that was on the MDH channel. And they told me that actually he doesn't have the right to do that because he didn't request your permission. And because he didn't request your permission, you can then put a copyright claim in. So I thought, okay, they have a point. Let's try that out since it's upsetting the people that I care about, that are closest to me. So I did that. I had to think. And I thought, well, the intention of my original video was sort of to open up the discussion, open up the debate, open up the conversation of why people in my predicament are in this predicament in the first place. And maybe, just have a discussion where people can come to a common understanding and understand that there are different types of people and different circumstances kind of lead them, or maybe their decisions and their behaviors lead them to some predicaments that they're in. So I just wanted to say also that responsibility is really important to me. So I've not been on YouTube because I knew that once I come back on here, I'll start getting subscribers, and I wanted to make sure that I am delivering. So I'm back here now because I feel that now I can do that. I'm sorry about the audio quality, by the way, of this video. I did buy a mic, which is somewhere around here, like this is the receiver. And I bought this lapel mic, but I tried it out and it was really poor quality. even though I got it on Amazon and it was really well rated. So I'm going to get another one soon. So sorry you have to put up with this poor quality of audio in this video. You know, that there are different people with different opinions that will sort of want to be represented on YouTube, and I'm one of those people that I knew I'm not the only one in this situation. There are other people like me, but you know, unfortunately what happens is social media has their algorithms, so you might not see many people with my lifestyle and my beliefs on your YouTube homepage because you might have different interests, and so the algorithm then calculates seeing videos of people who have similar views to yourself. So that was one thing I wanted to say. And also, so I did retract that copyright claim after. Basically, I was thinking that, you know, I want the debate to happen, and I went back and I watched the video and I sort of explained to my loved ones, I sort of phoned them and spoke to them in person as well. I said, well, actually what he says, you know, about half of the video is actually true. I think, you know, there were some stats, for example, that he presented about marriage rates being, you know, at an all-time low or something. That's probably true. I assume it's true based on the graph that he said, but I've not actually verified it. And a couple of other things that he said as well about me wanting to find someone who's similar to myself. I think that's true as well to some extent. I have considered people from all walks of life, but generally, yes, I would prefer someone who's similar to myself, especially in terms of character, etc. So that is true. But I just wish that he had asked me for permission before making that video, because then what I would have done is just said to him, let's do a collab. Let's have a chat, you know, about this topic, and it will be more interesting because you can share your views and I can share my views, and we could have had like a podcast or something. I think that would have been more interesting. And then I could have presented my opinion as well, because now what I've had to do is write a bunch of notes on 2 different notepads to kind of, you know, go through all the points that were raised. So yes, the reason I didn't do the full-on reaction video is just because when it came to light that YouTube has got certain rules in place, I would think that I'm not respecting their rules by making a proper reaction video where I'm featuring his video, given that he breached those rules. And it's actually quite funny because at the beginning he did say in his video that he believes that because I put my video out there, that then means that he can say what he wants to say, or that, you know, he's entitled to his opinion, which he's entitled to his opinion, but he's not entitled to use my video without my permission. But I am allowing it this one time because, you know, I do think that this discussion and debate is important. But if anybody else wants to make a video about me or wants to feature me, then please do contact me. I have added an Instagram page now for my channel, so you can contact me on there and then we can have a chat about it. I do want to say thank you very much as well to the kind words that were said. There were some kind words that he said as well in about me in my video, and also in the comments underneath. There were many people that said kind things, and then there were many people that didn't say kind things. And to understand that, I actually also looked up a definition. I've never heard of this word manosphere before being featured on such a channel, to be honest. So the Cambridge Dictionary says that manosphere is defined as websites and internet discussion groups that are concerned with men's interests and rights as opposed to women, often connected with opposition to feminism or dislike of women. So I think that's very self-explanatory and explains why there have been so kind of demeaning comments on his channel. But it's okay, I'm not taking it personally. It doesn't affect me really, because, you know, those people don't know me personally. And to be honest, I got so many beautiful prayers on my own channel that I think my video was well worth posting. And a lot of people thanked me as well. There were many people who were in my same situation, and many people who were in my situation and then got married and then they shared their experiences. So it was just so heartwarming to hear their successful news, and you know, you just feel more hopeful that yes, it can happen for you as well one day. There were also people that reached out to me and said, we know somebody, or that, you know, how do we contact you because we can help out. So that was really lovely. There are many things that I believe are from my religion, Islam. I know some of you, if you're from that channel, are going to think that I'm not a Muslim, because many people said that, you know, you don't think that I'm Muslim, or that you think I'm lying about that. But I am actually Muslim. I don't wear a headscarf, but I am very much a Muslim, and I very much practice my religion, and I always have. Anyone who knows me for any length of time will tell you that I'm definitely very Muslim. That's the first thing. Okay, so yeah, one of the reasons why I'm not upset actually is because of the strength that I get from my religion. So in the Quran it says, "And the servants of the merciful are those who walk upon the earth humbly, and when the ignorant address them, they say peace." Now this is in Surah 25, verse 63. If you go on www.quran.com, you look for Surah 25, and then, or you can call it chapter 25, and then verse 63, you'll find this one. So, you know, I'm not the only one that's going to be subjected to a lot of opinion. Even the prophets at the time that they were alive, and also even to this day, they are subjected to opinions of all kinds. And, you know, they were righteous, good people, but there are many people that hated on them. They have many haters. And so this is just a part of life. When you're in the public sphere, then this is likely to happen, and that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. When you've had certain life experiences, you will unknowingly, you will project them onto other people. So there are people on that channel that have a certain lifestyle. They try to find a good woman, maybe they couldn't find one. And then, you know, they just assume they sort of like brand everyone with the same brush, which I can understand, because that will be based on your experiences in life. However, if you go on my channel and you have a look at the comments underneath, not many people will try to malign my character, because they know, they've seen people like me, they've got sisters or mothers who have my kind of character, who value chastity, for example, and always have done. So they won't second guess, and they won't doubt what I'm saying. But one thing I will say is that, you know, if you are Muslim and you're watching this, then do be careful about suspicion and maligning the character of women, especially good women, because in the Quran that is strictly prohibited. Surah 49 verse 12, that says, "Avoid many suspicions, indeed some suspicions are sinful." So that's one thing. Obviously, if you've seen something with your own eyes, or you've seen behavior that is inconsistent with what a woman is saying, and you're saying that she's sort of, you know, you see her with a guy, she's kissing him or whatever, then I can see where your suspicions are coming from. But then obviously, if you know that someone is not like that and they don't do the premarital relationships, then it's not right to be suspicious of them. In the Quran, it also says that a male fornicator is for a female fornicator, and vice versa. That's in Surah 24 verse 3. So I can see why people think and have said that I'm a Western woman, because obviously I talk in English. I have worked alongside non-Muslims for many years. In fact, most of my person-to-person interactions were with non-Muslims, because that was where I spent the majority of my day working. And so, and because I live in the West, I was born and raised here. So naturally, I probably will come across that way, and naturally I will have some beliefs that align with British values. But on the other side, you know, I do have my Islamic values as well. And the thing about Islam is it's a beautiful religion, because it doesn't matter where you're from. There are how many billion? I think more than 1 billion Muslims in the world, and there are Muslims in every single country in the world. So they're all from different cultures, and Islam is actually congruent with all of those cultures. I know there are people that will make you believe otherwise, and it could be that those that are commenting on my headscarf, for example, those viewers, maybe the majority of them are from India, I don't know. But I know I have Indian viewers, for example. So over there, it's more common for Muslim women to wear a headscarf. I know that because some of my friends are Indian, and that's what they've told me. You know, that's how culture and religion can have differences. And then obviously there are some overlaps, because there's a whole debate about that. And many people believe that the headscarf is a mandatory obligation in our religion. And and they might even quote verses from the Quran, whereas other people will quote the same verses and translate it a little bit differently. So there is some controversy in the religion, and the way I take it is I will just follow it the best that I can and according to my understanding. So when I want to understand a particular command, I will dig deep and I will find the answer myself. I will do the research and try to understand it myself, go to the Arabic root word, for example, speak to people of knowledge about it and try to understand it that way, rather than just do what the majority is doing. Because at the end of the day, I'm responsible for myself. I will be accountable for myself. When I'm raised on the Day of Judgment, it's all going to be, the spotlight will be on me and my decisions, and I can't just say, oh, I just followed everyone else. I did not have a brain. I couldn't think. I wasn't trained how to use my mind. I can't say that. So so that's my answer to that. Also in the Quran, it says good statements are for good people and bad statements are for bad people. Another thing that was said in that video is that that I'm looking for a high status man. In fact, it's in the title of that video. I'm not sure where that was taken from, but I know that must be an assumption because I'm well educated. This person looked at my channel and saw that I have a PhD, therefore I must be looking for someone of a high status. I would say regarding status, I would say that actually different people value different things. So some people would value a high status materially, other people would value a high status spiritually, and I'm one of those people that values a high spiritual status. But so, obviously there are some practical considerations as well. So I do want someone who's, intelligent, who's sensible, level-headed, and can just be sensible and live a sensible, peaceful life. Someone who's able to do that is someone who could have my respect, really. I think people assume that I've had lots of people knocking on my door asking for my hand in marriage. That actually could not be further from the truth. I think the easiest way to meet somebody really these days is through apps, websites, and I've gone and done that. There was always that respect there mutually with anyone that I seriously considered for marriage, and so I didn't lead anybody on or break hearts or have mine broken like that either. So I just think it was important to mention that, because people just assume that I've had queues of people coming to me and asking for my hand in marriage, and it's not quite been the case. But when I've been on apps, yes, there have been many people on there that have liked my profile or have reached out to talk to me, but obviously they're complete strangers, so you do have to practice caution when you're speaking to them. And so I would do, read the profile, try to get background checks where I could as well. I'm very blessed actually that I've had friends in places that I wouldn't even imagine could help me with the background checks. I have to say, when I first watched this video, and even subsequent times when I watched the video, I do find it very hilarious. I thought it was really funny. I thought the editing was really good. But I also can see how when you send a certain message or sort of portray a certain message in a certain way, then it will have a certain effect or a certain impact on people. And that's the power of media really as well, like mainstream media and just media in general, that you can convincingly state your argument the way that you like to have that desired effect that you want to have on the people that are listening. And in a way, what I'm doing right now is not any different, because I'm now portraying my point of view, and so I want you to understand where I'm coming from. So that's how it is. Interesting, really. A very funny video, very funny. I was actually laughing. I thought it was very entertaining. Obviously he's probably made some good money as well on that video. My channel is not monetized, so I'm not, but he's obviously making entertaining videos for his audience. My parents and the family, the background that I'm from, they all wanted me to sort of grow up and be something in life, to have a purpose, We have access to good education, we have access to good careers. So, you know, if I wasn't getting married, then I had to do something else to fill my time and to bring in an income that obviously I didn't have a husband to rely on for that. So I then worked so that I could support myself and live a normal life. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's a good thing. There are women who have felt like they had to follow more traditional ways, and so they didn't go to university, they didn't study further, they thought that they just have to sit around and wait until they get married. And then some of them still are not married, and they're around in my age range, and some of them don't have careers or anything. So then I think that's quite a difficult situation to be in. I was able to still learn cooking, baking, cleaning, all the domestic things that I believe that are important for a woman and a man as well to know, because there are times when, you know, women are not there in your life because, for example, they passed away. You know, some men might have lost their wives through divorce or through death. And so men also need to be able to know how to survive, just basic survival skills. I think that's important for everybody to know. So I did learn those, I did do those things too. I have a big passion in baking and cooking, and I enjoy those things, and I'm very experimental with them. It's where I kind of redirected a lot of my energy. I redirected my energy into these things, into other hobbies and pursuits, and sort of, you know, channeled it all into something positive. I think that's so important to do, rather than just sit back and waste your time and not do anything purposeful with your life. I actually did read all of the comments underneath that video because I was genuinely curious, and I wish that with my scientific mind so going into overdrive, I was really hoping that I could like analyze those comments properly, like with graphs and charts, but I'm not going to do that. I have too many other things to be preoccupied with. But there were lots of interesting opinions, and I did actually go through and read them all. Maybe if there have been any new ones in the past day or so, I've not read them because new comments are coming in constantly on that channel and also on my channel. But it is interesting to see what everyone has to say on this subject. And also it's great for people that haven't heard views like mine, or vice versa, to hear each other out as well. Happy that so many people felt that they could express their opinion on it, and I think I've addressed most of the comments that were made in this video. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.